Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to another Disclosure in the Media, the Legend of Zelda game series. We're doing another one with Richie McGreevy here, and we're doing the game A Link to the Past this time, which is about parallel worlds and dark universes and the like. So, Richie, you can go ahead and get started.
Right, I haven't played the SNES one. I've only played the remake on 3DS, but it's essentially like a remake. It's more like a retelling, but essentially the same concept. But it starts off with the um, about the sacred realm called the Golden Land, and this is where the Triforce dwelled, and it's a prosperous, virtuous land until people wanted the power of the Triforce and wars were created, and these Y7 men of the sages sealed the realm. Sealed the Triforce in. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they sealed the Triforce in a sacred realm, which then the evil king Ganon wished at the time he wanted to. The king of the thieves at the time wished to reopen it again. I think I think I'm reading this. I think I'm reading this correct. Hold on, I can't remember. Well, this is different to the one in the game. This is.
What do you have? Two different versions?
Yeah, this is something completely different about the whole. It's Wikipedia. Encyclopedia is always crap. Uh, the Triforce. Right, sorry to be a pain in the ass, Chris. Can we do that again?
Oh, start over with it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I have to read it from here because it's just like it's all.
Oh,
It's, it's
what does it have? Two completely different plots or something?
no, it's just it's a pain in the ass. It's annoying.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'll just do edit and start over.
Yeah.
Okay. Edit. Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another installment of Disclosure in the Media, the Legend of Zelda game series. We're here with Richie McGreevy today, and we're going to talk about a game called A Link to the Past. It's essentially about parallel worlds and parallel universes in dark and light realms. So, Richie, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Essentially, this game takes place after Ocarina of Time, in according to the Encyclopedia timeline. And even though there's no real coherent connection, as we mentioned before in previous videos, this is about the tribe. This is it is its own game, but they tried tying it in. But basically, for a brief time, it seemed that as peace, because after like, Link defeated Ganon, sort of thing, whatever. This is like they call it the imprisoning war. For a brief time, it seemed that as though peace had returned to the kingdom. However, there was many who knew of the existence of the Triforce in, and the entrance to the scared realm because of the events of the motion by Ganondorf. Their lust their lust aroused, he rushed to gain access to the Holy Land that the quest to obtain the power of the Triforce of the Gods. Sorry, the power of the gods, sorry. Little did they realize that the scared realm has been transformed into the Dark World by Ganondorf's evil heart. No, none returned from the adventures, instead, only powers of the darkness followed forth. The King of Hyrule ordered the Seven Sages to seal the scared realm. The Knights of the Hyrule guarded the Seven Sages. The Knights of Hyrule guarded the sages as they offered up their prayers, but the demons descended upon from within the scared realm, and fierce battles unfolded in which a majority of the combatants were killed. The entrance to the scared realm was sealed once again, tight enough, tight enough that it should never be reopened. The Knights of Hyrule are declined to forget blah blah. Yeah, we mentioned that in like previous previous video. Sorry, guys. So basically, the this land that they're talking about, I think in the remake it's called Hyrule. I think it's Tamil. Hyrule, I think it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but basically, this is where once the land of the Triforce was kept in the Scared Realm, and someone broke the Scared Realm. They said Ganon broke the Scared Realm, but the Sage, the Seven Wise Men sealed up. and he's trying to gain access to the powers. And Zelda is a descendant of those sages in this one, and he's trying to get access to the power to her power sort of thing. But Link, so what he does is I'm not sure the full details of the plot. Isn't it? I can't remember the full details of the plot, but he uses like this other alternate form called Agorapim, this wizard who comes there, who tries to gain the trust of the king of Hyrule. No, sorry, let me rephrase that. He doesn't open. He's trying to open the gate by using the seven sage. He's trying to reopen the secret realm again by using the seven by using the blood of the sages, send it to them. But he's trying. But he so make so he uses like an alternate form to pull the king sort of thing. And when he gets power, he kills the king and tries taking the essence of the Zelda and the royal family. But before that, Link actually manages to rescue her. And I can't remember then. What happens after that?
I remember that when I played the original one a long time ago, I believe Ganon takes her to some alternate realm or something like that, alternate universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a parallel universe. And what I
Yeah.
found interesting about that was if you go to this alternate universe without some kind of magical protection,
he turns into like your
yeah.
you become that in sort of your aura, don't you?
Yeah, you become like you turn into
reflect.
bunny-like form. Yeah.
Yeah, you reflect like it reflects your own personal aura and heart because you use a mirror to transport into this different world at one point.
Yeah,
Like
you use
that.
the mirror to transport, and then it transforms you into you, whatever's in your aura, and
And
it's
that's right. Link has to get a specific there's a specific power he has to get that stops him from transforming into that taking that form in this realm. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to get protection there, and that actually goes along in line with beings that come not into only into our dimension or universe, but if we were to go to another dimension or universe, we would end up changing to the physics of that particular realm. We would end up transforming ourselves, or if a being comes to us, they would have to conform to the physics of our realm. Whatever's in their energy, they would become that in a like almost like a 3D form like ourselves, just the same as we would go to one of their realms. Also, the same goes if you go to any higher dimension. Any garbage in your auric field that you're carrying with you, it shows that as a reflection of yourself, and whatever you haven't dealt with, whatever dark night of the soul you haven't gone through, that starts to make itself known to you as a reflection in these other realms. There's also other beings that have created other pockets like this, to where if you walk in there, they have that as a booby trap setup, to where it usually goes after Orion forces or some demonic ones. But anybody that's carrying any junk with them, it automatically gets reflected back at them like that.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Yeah, because when he goes when you do enter that world, you see other people that have stumbled into this world from that dimension, and they turn into like their other alter egos.
Yeah.
And Ganon himself, Ganon, he's called this one because he's the pig form because that was from his previous incarnation in Ocarina of Time. So he's kept his pig form in this timeline, but he uses like his alternate ego, Garahim, the wizard. When
Yeah.
he's the one that takes Zelda to the different dimension, and when you fight him the second time, it's revealed who he is, what blah blah. And in this one, to defeat Ganon, you need a specific arrow called the Silver Arrow to do it.
I believe so. Yeah.
Which this is a specific. I'm not sure how you get the arrow. I haven't played the game in so long. I'm only used to the remake. I haven't played
Oh
that,
yeah,
but
yeah. Go ahead. They're pretty much the same. So yeah, yeah.
pretty much sort of the same. Yeah, but it's a retelling sort of thing of the game. But yeah, so it's the structure of the game is pretty much like all the other Zelda games. Well, Ocarina of Time, so on, so on. You need to get free, so on, spiritual. But this one, you get free spiritual pendants, wisdom, courage, and power. And yeah, so then you obtain the Master Sword after that. It's pretty much the same as like Ocarina of Time. So I mean, you can say the same. They are pretty much so in a sense. They are sort of like the same game. Because
Yeah.
you can go like to alternate timelines, a different world sort of thing. Pull the Master Sword out, you go to the future, whatever, and it's a different world. So yeah, you can say that pretty much. But yeah, but this game, what was it? Was this the Yeah, this is the first Zelda game on the 16-bit system. And yeah, because I mean, I played the previous ones and they haven't aged very well. I can tell you that.
No, no, they
No, no, very, no, not very good. Very hard and frustrating, but
Yeah,
especially Zelda
the
2.
originals have not aged well. No, no.
No, especially Zelda 2, in my opinion. That's,
Yeah, that one. Yeah, yeah.
that
That
can
tends to
go,
be the pariah of the Zelda world, right there, is Zelda 2 again.
yeah, that can go suck a bag. Suck a bag, yeah, I can go suck a bag of dicks. But that one gave me a real shit time.
Yeah, it was
But yeah,
cool too. Yeah, so yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I haven't got very much else to say about it because the game's got a really simplistic story to it. That's about it, really.
Yeah, it's basically about the physics of it, to where, like when Ganon shows up as that wizard, that since he's in his little pocket, he could only show up as like that light form if he's in like a completely different realm. Like he could bilocate and project. I've noticed different beings that sometimes are coming from negative pockets, like the Dark Universe is in that, where they will project into our realm and not only just use deception to show themselves as a different form like Ganon did, but other ones have to show themselves in a totally different way than they look sometimes. Like the mirror flips, and it's like kind of like the shape of an hourglass. Like they're over here, it goes this way and comes out like this
Yeah,
side, and it flips them to a totally different form. There's also beings that are very, very old and very, very powerful that are good, that also use angelic looking familiar forms for people, that where people people aren't ready for the alien thing, they show themselves as more of the angelic thing, and sometimes that can be very, very confusing. I ran into a group that looked like frogs. They call themselves the Trogda, and they present themselves as angelic forms sometimes to people. The Ligurian, another frog group, also does it. There seems to be a pattern there with the frogs, but with that, it's about basically about the physics. I know with all the Legend of Zelda games that are out there, you probably, if you've seen one, you've probably seen a copy of a lot of them. But there's so many out there that they use the same plots over and over again. But it's basically the physics between using the mirror in the game to go between the different universes and the different pockets. And it's a very good prime example of also how physics can warp, be on the other side of the looking glass and everything. Extremely, extremely good example of that. I know the plot isn't very long. Of course, you go into the Dark Universe, you free Zelda, and you kill Ganon after a while. But it's like that's essentially it right there. But it's set after all the other games, even though it was created before.
yeah. So all
Yeah.
that stuff. So we've spoke about it before about how the Dark World was corrupted by Ganon's heart, sort of thing, because the entity was sealed in that dimension, sort of thing, and
Mhm.
it's corrupted by him. Because that's essentially where the Triforce was at one point, but for some reason it came. Someone released it into their world. Ganon wants it, sort of thing,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. And then he
they
corrupts that whole
yeah,
planet.
but then they sealed him back into that realm, and he corrupted it. Yeah, it became part of his heart, sort of thing.
Yeah, and
Really,
then having also, I've noticed a body part of this goes to that concept, a body part that can, say, turn into a full being again. It's kind of like, I know this is a reference to game two, but this also holds as well, where a drop of blood can reanimate Ganon, his ashes from the first game. Well, in this scenario, where with Heart, what I've heard of things happening is you take a body part that still has life, like a heart, a brain, or something like that. It can create a whole essence and realm
yeah,
around it, and it can literally create its own pocket. Just like
yeah,
on the Fallout show that I recently did, I talked about brains that could actually control artificial intelligence and create like a whole bubble around them. And this actually exists. It's within Fallout New Vegas, but at the same time, it's
yeah.
reality. Different
So
body parts and organs can create that same essence too.
yeah, so that's like the There's also in this game. I think I forgot to mention. Sorry, this the seven maidens that are the descendants of the seven sages, the wise men they call them.
Mhm.
What's the concept to that? The idea of that, the seven
Well,
maidens.
the seven mages and sages, I've heard this before. Seven is usually the number of God in some religious circles, and also it's a lucky number in numerology as well. where this is why Vegas uses it a lot, 7s and 11s. And the whole concept of the 7 stages. There's also sometimes they make reference to different 7 universal layers or 7 natural layers or 7 timelines or something like that. This has to do This has to do more with the timelines and such, where there would be like a representative from each timeline, or a group of people, like back on Atlantis, for instance, that would guard a certain concept like the Atlantean keystones, or another group that would guard like holy artifacts or holy concepts, kind of like with the Voynich manuscript, for instance. There was a group of monks that came in and channeled this information from different fairy realms and stuff like that. It's essentially the same, the same concept. But in this instance, with the 7 mages, 7 sages, it seems to be like a double like 7, which in this instance, double 7 then goes numerologically to 14, which goes to 5, which is like a pentacle or a pentagram. It could go up or down. So it's like it seems to go that route as well, up or down, good, evil, it seems to go that route. But this has to do with more like the protection of the timeline, protection of the holy artifacts and things of that nature. That's what I'm picking up on that with the 7 mages, 7 sages. But it seems to be they add in these the numerology quite a bit in these games. But knowing where some of the Zelda plots went, like with some of the Nazi connotations that were in there as well.
Yeah.
I feel there's both in this plot, where with the number 5 could go either way, up or down. So yeah, that's what I pick up about that.
Yeah. Also, in the Dark World, when you there's like a fortress when you land on, and it's like a sort of an Aztec fortress in this world. Let me see if I can get it up. Screen share. Do it again.
All right.
Just go to view, and it's. How'd you go to screen share on this, Chris?
Yeah, I have.
Now, how'd you go to screen share on it?
Yeah, I have it on. I made it so you can do it. Yeah, it's there.
All right. So.
Is it being a pain in the butt? Okay.
Let's know how it splits. I don't know. How'd you do it again? What's the option for it?
You go to the middle green button where it says screen share at the bottom there.
Idiot. Yep, sure. Okie dokie, right. Hold on, let me move this down. Right. Past. Hold on, wait, the Dark World, I've got that.
There we go.
Yeah, here it is. It's like this palace you land on.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Mayan sort of, where is it? There in the center, it's this one here.
Pyramid. Yeah, they made it that way because a lot of the old Sumerian gods were in ziggurats and such. And Ganon, you can almost see him in his demonic form, almost like an Orion, because like a Orion, even though he's kind of fatter. In Japanese mythology, there was a fat demon creature they have in their mythology that would also exist in a dark realm of sorts too. So they got that a little bit from there too.
That's what
it has that more pig-like fat.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's his pig form that he kept from an period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also the fact that they have a triangle, associated. Of course, that's also Orion-based, a bastardization of the number 3. That's misuse of the number 3. But the Mayan pyramid look in that universe, though, that actually makes a lot of sense to me. As also as the bastardization of the Mayans when they fell into, and the Aztecs when they fall into human sacrifice. That's another draconian Orion reference right there. So somebody was making references to also structures being in different frequency layers. For like if you were to shift, say at an old ruin, for instance, say if you went to the Mayan, for instance, and shifted over, you would see a completely intact version of that civilization, or Or if it's a darker realm, you would see things like this, where it would be someone like Ganon in control of that particular pocket. There's a lot of those out there. There's a lot of those layers out there, so that it makes sense they added this, even though it was in kind of like a generic storyline, like Heroes Quest storyline in that respect. They added in an extreme truth where a being could be walking through, say, your house, and then if you were to question, they go, "No, I'm actually in my house. This is what the building looks like."
Yeah,
So that's essentially the same concept right there.
yeah. So well, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the pendants in this game you get, they're pretty much the same as the ones from Wind Waker, pretty much. The
Yeah,
same,
that
much
goes
the
back
same.
to the Atlantean Keystone concept and all that. Yeah,
Yeah,
uh, yeah. I find that fascinating though that I'd forgotten about the Mayan pyramid look. It's been a long time. I was a teenager the last time I played this game, so it was uh,
yeah.
I just
The
wish
one,
we could get it on other platforms. Yeah.
yeah, the one I played was a Link Between Worlds. In this game, Ganon does appear, but he's only like he's actually only in like a form,
Hmm.
an entity. He's only like yeah, he's just an entity in that. He's like a sort of an effigy, which is other being called Yoga
Yeah.
from Yoga, who comes from that other dark dimension.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Link Between Worlds, Link Between Worlds. Yoga. Oh, is he? That's him.
All right. All
He's
right.
like an alternate. He's like an alternate version of Ganon, pretty much. Ganondorf, pretty much.
Okay. Oh, he's a parallel universe version of him.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. This version looks more like a Syrian servant. This is what some of the Syrian servants that were for the Orions look like. Some Orions look like this as well. They have a similar look. Syrians are more blue. This looks more like like a cartoon version of an Orion, with red hair, of course, but in this, but they usually have white. But this also looks like another alien race known as Lancaneer. They're more of a soldier. But Orion looks more like this, and some Syrians look more like this. So
Also,
it's very
that
yeah.
dark Cassiopean group as well.
Yeah, the dark Cassiopean group, they're white skin. They look like that Circassian look, which is like Persian white skin. Some of them, of course, they were being controlled by the Orions as well. If people don't know the backstory behind them, they're a fourth group that I discovered in Cassiopeia that have a connection to the Nazis. That they were the ones that brought the swastika to the Nazis. They are the Persian or Aryan group that brought that information and also weapons and all that to the Nazis during World War II. But they look like Persians, but some of them that have corrupted start to look more like Orions as well. So yeah,
That's very interesting. Yeah, the mechanic in this game is that you become like because what Yoga does, he turns people into illustrations on the wall,
uh-huh.
pictures. They sort of transmorphize them into like pictures on the wall. But Link gets his bracelet that allows him to shift through the walls.
Hmm.
And later on in the game, you can find these cracks. It's the dark world leaking through, and when you enter these cracks, you can go into the dark world through that.
Okay.
Um, hmm.
That you've the fact that Ganon's able to capture them into paintings and pictures like that. That's interesting. I know you can do that with demons. You can also do that with elementals. You can do that with any beings. I know back in the day, the Orions had a device where it was like a spell book, but it was a device where you could trap people literally into like living pages of a book, and that's where some of the ideas for some of the earlier spell books came from.
Yeah, what Link can do is he can go into the wall and
Hmm.
turn into sort of like illustration here,
Yeah.
and he can move through. He can shift through the wall for a short period of time in this.
Okay.
And then you can get through some small gaps. And like I said earlier, later on in the game, when cracks start opening, you can go for these cracks and it leads you into the dark world. That's how Link travels through the dark world in this game.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's very interesting. Where I know illustrations can become portals for beings like that. But like I said, there are also ways of trapping demons into an illustration. The same way you can trap them into writing. A spell can trap being inside of a picture. And I have come across paintings. Like I went to Washington D.C. and went to one of the art museums there, And there was literally a spirit of a child or a ghost of a child that was trapped in a painting that I released from one of the paintings. And this can happen with dolls and animated figures, like opposable figures too, and toys, and pretty much any edifice. But paintings and drawings are one of the bigger ones that beings have been trapped in.
Yeah, Link also gets this bracelet from this merchant called Rivio's
Mm-hmm.
Rivio. And later on, you find out he's an alternate version of Link Rivio. But
Okay.
He gives Link this bracelet that allows him to translate, animate in the wall, allows him
Okay.
to shift throughout the wall, sort of thing. Because he does conflict Yoga earlier on in the game, but Yoga turns him into an illustration like he did with a lot of people.
Yeah, that makes sense with a bracelet because with a device that could allow you to quantumly kind of morph through a crack like that into another realm that was created in a painting or in a little pocket realm like that, it would be more like a key or quantum like key that could take you into that realm. There is also a spot in the game Oblivion that's like that, where you get to go into a living painting as well, because it was created with a paintbrush that made everything come alive as well. It's kind of similar to that with going into an area where it's a drawing or a picture.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Uh, yeah. I mean, let's talk about. Yeah, but I can't really think of anything else to bring up in the game except. Uh, well, in this game, one of the interesting mechanics, the remake, when you don't collect like arrows and stuff like that, they use up your magic bar when you're using items.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's the idea behind that. They use up magic bar because usually in the previous game you get to collect a certain amount.
What magic item were you talking about?
Oh, they always use magic items. The
Okay.
items you use in this game. Use
Okay.
only yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, what I could also do, I know this was a very short plot for both of these, so it's like what I can do is bring someone in to talk about it,
How
and
do I get full screen up again, Chris?
huh?
How to get full screen up again?
Oh yeah, just click the leave share screen.
It's not
Uh,
working.
there should be a red button up at the top that says leave. Yeah, share screen.
Ah, here we go. Stop sharing.
Stop share screen rather.
I'm an idiot. Yes.
Leave on my side. So yeah, it must be different over there. But yeah, what I've noticed there's subtle differences with software in different countries too. So what I can do is bring someone through. Maybe this Dirk wants to come through and talk about this particular concept. Dirk, are you open to channeling, or is there someone around myself that is open to doing that, or I know you're just a guard, Dirk, but is there anyone around that wishes to speak about this concept that could possibly be a benefit? Yes. Okay. Now you're acting like me. He goes, yes, like that. Like okay, and now he's joking around. Okay, trying to bring the mood up. Okay. Is there anyone around myself here? Anyone benevolent? Let me rephrase. Anyone benevolent from the Mosin Saranan groups that I'm seeing here? Or is there someone else that wishes to come through? I know, folks, this is going to be a bit of a shorter one. I know that was a shorter concept because of the nature of how the games were then. So let me see here. All right. And I heard Isaac saying, "Don't forget the Forbidden Second game." Okay. Now he's just digging.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that you said that, now you can be the one to pick somebody. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I know you guys can pick yourselves. I understand. Okay, all right. Who am I speaking to, please? Oh, you're very strong. Okay. Yes, thank you. Yes, I recognize you. Your name Brina by chance? Yes, and are you Saranan or Mozen? Because sorry not to have a racist comment here, but you guys tend to look alike a little bit. So you're from the same solar system. Saranan. Okay. All right. You're from the same system. You have the same squiggle eye effect and everything. So it's like so does that other Persian group. They have the squiggle eye look too sometimes. Not all the time, but most of the time they don't. But with the other groups they do. So let me see. Okay, Brina. Yeah, I do recognize you, Brina. It's been a while since you've been around. Uh, whew. There is an opposing energy here like you wouldn't believe. Wow. That's why there's so many of these guys. Okay, Brina. Yeah, can you use the crystal you're already doing? Yeah, she came through on Interstellar Council once. So, whew. To give a description of her, tall, like brown hair, kind of like a reddish purple, like skin tight, 7 of 9 outfit thing going on. That's how they're workers. That's how the Saranan and Mozen workers they have, as they have they have those outfits. Or Isaac likes to call it the onesie. So okay, uh,
Leotards.
leotards. He said something tard. Okay, so okay. Now he's going to be that way the whole time. Okay, let's see. They just said, "How is he not that way?" Okay, okay, man. There is this really. I can feel a tightness coming in from further out, and I'm feeling of course our allies around, but I'm feeling this tightness from the AI is pretty bad. So let me see. They may only have a short time where they can do something here. So let's see. Okay, Brina. Yeah. Uh, can you show me your heart space one more time, Brina? That would be great. And also you, Dirk, as well. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Both of you hit it once. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Oh, and you're laughing, Dirk. Yeah, thank you. Okay. All right. Yeah, you have Mozen soldiers on your end. I have Saranan workers. And who's the wizard guy that's standing over there? There's some kind of robe over here. Who's this? He has a golden staff and everything. Who's this? No, he's a staff with like a raven on it. Let's see. Never mind. Somebody that was a mimicker. That AI doing that. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping that. Okay. I was like, what's this? There's this like elaborate looking guy that was showing up, and it was an AI projection. So that's what I was feeling was the heavy. Okay. Okay. Now, ladies, if you would. Oh, Elena and Vesa and your brother Vosker here as well. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So a lot of you are here. Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, one thing I will mention before I go into this, going back to the painting idea, they were just reminding me. I can't show this picture of them on here because it's a nudie picture, but I can't show it on the screen here. But if people want me to show it in the comments when I leave this on Facebook, I will do it then. But or on YouTube. But I'll do like a Facebook safe version of it. But yes, I know that makes them cry. I understand, but they're joking around now. What it is that there's this picture that an artist by the name of Boris did years ago, about roughly 10 years ago, of these two, Elena and Vesa, these two ladies, and made them with like one had like these like bat wings and another one had fairy wings. It kind of accentuates their personality a little bit. He did a drawing. He actually encountered them specifically, in person and drew them. And I found the image that they guided me to that it was actually of them. So I thought that was very, very interesting. They can use that if I manage to obtain the original to this. Cough, cough. Somebody hears this. They can use that to come through like an edifice. So photographs can do it too, but this was an actual drawing of the two of them. Yes, I know they like to talk about themselves, Brina. Thank you. Okay. All right. Which one of you four want to do this? She does. Okay. Thank you. All right. Wow. You guys came all the way from Vegas. Okay. Thank you. All right. Not necessarily. Okay. Okay, Brina. Sorry, I still got some congestion here. So anybody that hears my voice sound strange, this is why. So Uh, Brina, can you use the crystal, please? Not my brain. Thank you. I know there's crystals in my brain. Thank you, smartass. Okay. All right. Greetings, everyone. Yes, my name is Brina Saranan, worker, you would say, engineer, kind of you would say, brainiac, as it were. I can actually tell you by viewing this game material, albeit short, that yes, these concepts are true, especially going into dark pockets, dark universes, utilizing both devices and number codes, very much like a combination lock. You can go into these different areas, each also quantum pocket where different beings, both positive and negatively inclined, exist in. You can use different keys to enter them, very much like the ancient Bifrost had different paths using different symbols. It is the same concept within that. Also, the drawings, like dear Vincent Elena presented. This particular drawing they can use to come through it. It's not like they are trapped within it. They can utilize it because they have agreed to use that as a vessel to speak through, since it also contains their very own imagery. It's not like they've been captured. Another being could essentially do that to another using a series of spell work. Also, technologically, he is correct about the old book, the precursor to all spell books out there was a device whereas a written word and a drawing was used with a special stylus or pen, you would say, to trap beings within using the written word and imagery. This translated to also the magical realm where beings like demons and such can be trapped within the written word or within certain imagery. Even as much as saying a circle and a slash over the being then can cancel out their essence in that respect. I know the time is short here, so I can go into questions.
Yeah, does this what relevance does this game have today? Or the concept? Was it something we'll be able to experience soon?
Yes, people are already experiencing this concept, the concepts within this game. Even though some of the plot, as you would say, is slightly generic, the scientific concepts of the disclosure within this particular part of the media is quite relevant. Passing into parallel universes and seeing alternate versions of the self, you would call aspects of this the Mandela effect or the multiverse type effect. This is quite prevalent now with certain paranormal activity that is taking place within your community, even as you speak, where not only are different beings from different layers interacting with people and different beings within different parallel pockets interacting with people, but there are versions of the people themselves interacting with themselves in parallel universes, even as we are speaking currently. So this concept is quite relevant to the now, also with drawings and paintings, with the different beings either trapped or utilizing them as speaking edifices or amplification points. This is actually quite relevant to the now. This is why this concept was chosen for this day, for this broadcast, because of the fact that it is currently going on in people's day-to-day lives.
Yeah, because the influx of paranormal videos on YouTube have been absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've been seeing all sorts of beings come through. There was one, literally, some people actually filmed the grey in Eben. I think he was in Eben. They were literally, they went, it was somewhere up in, I think it was in the Middle East somewhere. They were actually filming this Eben, going up close to it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the being turned around, the guy pans the camera around, conveniently pans the camera around. People think, oh, that must be a hoax then. Why is he conveniently turning around? Well, I get was that being telepathically manipulating him to turn around?
Yes, that is exactly correct. This person knew exactly where to look, and when to look when this being would turn around. This was a telepathic influence on the part of that Eben. Some of these beings are attempting to form their own disclosure timeline, let's just say, to which they themselves would be revealed to the public, such as the Ebens. But there are other races eager to do the same. But your deep state wishes to form its own narrative by which a particular race or set thereof would be the first ones revealed to mankind. There are so many paranormal videos out right now because of this fact that there is a major part of disclosure that is soon to hit your public airwaves. It has already begun on some of your mainstream media and most of your internet community. Now, some of this narrative, is much of it is controlled, and the narrative is controlled to a particular ends. This is why this is important. This topic has been brought up. We are here to say that be very discerning in the coming months and years on this particular narrative and to what beings are being revealed to mankind. However, this may shoot them. They may shoot themselves in the foot. You see, by bringing even one race for it. Even the races that they want to bring forward, because people will be curious about a multitude of different races that they've heard about through either channelings or various other literature that's out there, or similarities to other fictional characters and fictional platforms as well. So people will become curious about others. Just know that they are attempting to control the narrative by which ET races come out first.
Hmm. Well, that's all the questions I have really for this game.
All right. Thank you very much.
So,
Even though, albeit brief, this was actually a very meaningful concept. It may seem like it is minor compared to other things, but it is of equal standing, if not greater, than some of the other material that's been put out there. So, thank you.
welcome. Thank you.
All right. There we are. That, ooh. Yeah, that she came in pretty strong there, even though the AI was attempting to really just hit. They managed to quell that pretty quickly. I saw the workers out here just take this AI chunk that was trying to form this man construct with this staff, and
Mm.
they folded it down into like almost like a sheet, and they just kind of folded it in on itself. I noticed they took it and took since it was a holographic image, they took it and folded the light and bent it into a form and then just dissipated it. I thought that was pretty fascinating how they did that. Before we started today, there was a ton of interference. I had to put some salt on the outside of the window here that I'm facing here.
Yeah.
Since this is the main room that I do everything in, I had to put some large chunk sea salt out there, some dead sea salt that were the bigger chunks out there. And I'm going to put amber and frankincense and myrrh out there later on too. But which seems to work quite a bit, especially around the area where I do the channeling here. But yeah, this I know this is a bit short, but if you don't have anything else to add, Richie, we can call it.
No.
No, this seemed to be very impromptu, but at the same time, it was very meaningful because of the topic that came through. Sometimes shorter is better because people can focus on the topic better. So
Yeah.
this I actually enjoyed it, even though it was short. So thank you, everybody, for listening to this disclosure in the media, the Legend of Zelda series, a link to the past. This has been pretty good and very informative. Also, is very interfered with, so you can usually tell you're on the right path when it gets interfered with. So, thank you, everybody, for watching this. Have a good day, guys.
Bye. So, a link to the past. Now, I haven't played the original one. I've only played the remake on the 3DS, which is pretty much the same one.
It's essentially the same one. I played the Super Nintendo version of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know like a lot about the whole was it the golden realm of light, land of light, which the Triforce was located in, but then people would fight over it. It became a corrupted land, known as the Dark World.
Yeah, it became like a
Yeah,
parallel universe. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I know all that stuff, but yeah, and the descendants of the sages, and then Ganon was trying to collect all the descendants of the sages, sort of thing. He sealed him away, sort of sealed it away, break the seal again.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, we can
And
go.
in the remake, the mechanic for Switch changing to worlds. You're not going to the past. Well, you going to the past now. You're going to different worlds in the NES one.
Well, yeah, it was different worlds. It was. I don't know why they called it a link to the past. It was really a parallel universe. So it was like, yeah, so or a dark universe of some kind. So yeah, I'm not sure why they called it past, unless they were going back to the original style of the original game. Maybe that's what they meant. But